Hey gamers, today we're going to take a look at a very different type of adventure. Previously we've been looking at the lower level, introductory level dungeons. This time we have the opposite. We got Sabre River. Now Sabre River is recommended for character levels 18 to 22. It does make you wonder what could be inside waiting for adventurers who are that powerful. Well, let's see what's inside. Now the adventure will be broken down into four main sections. The Count Stronghold, the Isle of the Seer, the Tower of Terror, and the Heart of the River. Some sections can be completed in one gaming session while others will take longer. Now the adventure takes place along Sabre River, but any river will do. Doesn't matter what you have in your campaign area. So let's look at part one, the Count Stronghold. The module suggests making the players advisors to the Count, and that is how the adventure starts. Any other option would work. The players could just answer a call for help. They could be selling their services or whatever you like. Just get them to the Count. Once the players are in the Count's court, the following events happen. A gatekeeper announces that a 12-year-old boy named Cutter has arrived and is asking to see the Count. The boy claims to have important information about troubles in the land where he lives. The boy tells the Count that he lives near Sabre River, and this year the crops have rotted, the livestock have died, and surviving animals have attacked their owners. He says during a full moon, the villagers and animals fall into a deep sleep. During the new moon, the crops, animals, and people die. Now monsters are roaming the countryside, and they fear that they will all soon be dead. The boy Cutter tells them that he is the only person of his village who hasn't been attacked, and that is why they sent him. They knew he was the only person who could make the journey. Then soon after this, the omen occurs. Here's what happens. The room grows dark and a huge skull materializes in the room. It speaks of the blood of men and the land's rotting, and then it disappears. As everyone's discussing the visiting of the skull, Cutter tells everyone about a seer who lives on an island near his village. He says the seer spoke of some of the things said by the skull, so the idea now is to go visit this seer. On the way to Cutter's village, the party will pass along the Sabre River. The waters of the river are what's making people and animals fall into a deep sleep and then die with the phases of the moon. Anyone drinking the water becomes charmed and is now under control of the seer. We will see why later. Before reaching the seer, everyone has the same dream, and the dream is sent by three old crones. They like to send messages to others in the form of dreams. During the dream, the players meet a storm giant, a gold dragon, and a gargantuan beholder. The party battles the enemies, and eventually they're all killed, and it's at that point they all wake up. The crones are warning the party of danger ahead. Each opponent in the dream has a different significance that the players will discover later. Soon after the dream, the party reaches Cutter's village. The villagers have drank the river water and attacked the party on sight. The villagers will attempt to grapple with the party and force them to drink the river water. The party could all be charmed, but this is not likely. Cutter learns that his adopted parents have been killed and now begs the party to let him go with them. No other options are easily available. Hopefully the party does. The party arrives at the Seer's Island the next day. So we got part two, Isle of the Seer. The small island has a pit which leads down to a lower area. The first room that they enter looks fancy, but it's all an illusion. A Medusa will be there to greet them. Further along is a mud pit filled with mud golems. Next comes an amphitheater with a 32 hit dice gargantuan gargoyle. They will also encounter a basilisk and his owner, a 17th level wizard. 20 rust monsters and shadows still remain to be found in another room. The next level down looks like a desert, and a man scorpion and giant scorpions are there waiting to attack. The next cavern contains a huge black dragon, followed by a maze of traps. After all of this is passed, the seer is waiting in the last room. They were all guardians for him. The seer tells of a great battle fought ages ago along the river and of a curse put on the land. As a fallen general cursed the land, it said that a bolt of lightning came from the sky and struck his sword. The sword was cut into two parts, and the hilt is all that was ever found. A shaman kept the hilt, knowing that it would someday play a part in lifting the curse. The seer tells them that the hilt lies in the Tower of Terror. The seer also claims he can't leave the island, but if the players will bring the hilt to him, he can remove the curse from the land. Takes us to part 3, the Tower of Terror. The tower encounter takes place in a dormant volcano. You can use a volcano you already have in your campaign, whatever it'll do. On the road to the tower, the crones who gave the players the first vision give them another. The 3 old crones basically mock the party for traveling to the tower. They don't think they can accomplish their goal. If the party is friendly to the old bats, they will take valuables in exchange for information on the tower. If that happens, they'll give vague answers about a crimson sailor and a cork in the bottle. Those are references to a red dragon and helions holding back the lava in the volcano. The red dragon lives in the caldera of the volcano and also has little ones. Incendiaris, the dragon's name, is huge and has 32 hit dice. The beast is also able to cast up to 5th level wizard spells. Imagine a hasted, invisible, huge red dragon attacking with their breath weapon. There are 5 smaller red dragons with 10 hit dice each, and they are all prepared to fight. So now the party may have 6 red dragons attacking all at once. I hope everyone has protection from fire. Deep in the volcano there's a Nefertiti and 5 flame salamanders. They live close to the lava and the floor actually glows red from the heat. In these deeper regions of the volcano, there's a wormhole to the plane of fire. A group of helions are in the area and are controlling the lava, keeping it in a solid state. If something happens to the helions, the volcano will erupt. Further, the players may find themselves trapped in a room with a revenant which will attack on sight. One common passageway leads to a ledge which, get this, has a 64 hit dice fire elemental on it acting as a guard. Other encounters involve a gorgon and poltergeist. One hidden room contains a mountain of treasure, and of course the hilt that is the goal of this part of the adventure can be found there too. Now it's time to return the hilt to the seer. Turns out that the seer is the embodiment of the curse, and Cutter, the little boy, is actually the lost sword. When the seer takes the hilt, the boy transforms into the blade portion and they fuse, and the seer attacks. The seer summons monsters to fight along with him, and he can really only be harmed in one way. Now, one option they give you is a wish spell cast by a wizard of level 32 or higher. That's not available. The sword is the only real option. The only way to defeat the seer is to take the sword from him. Grappling or telekinesis may be the only options. If the seer is struck with the sword, he will dissolve, but the curse remains. To end the curse, the sword, in the voice of the boy, tells the party to take it to the heart of the river and plunge it into the festering sore. That'll take us to part 4, the heart of the river. As the players near the heart of the river, they're attacked by 9 rocks. Of course, we're talking about the giant bird type of rock. Later, the players will be attacked by saber claws. We've got some pictures of those right there. This is where they were probably introduced into D&D. Bronze golems, 300 carrion crawlers, water elementals, a beholder, and a dragon turtle. So lots of opponents here. There's also a treasure vault with 800,000 gold pieces in it. Has anyone ever seen a larger hoard of gold than that? The source of the river is a gateway leading to the elemental plane of water, and near it is what they call the sword. It looks like a beating heart, releasing a black liquid, which is the source of the problems with the water. Only the sword can be used to destroy this beating heart. This incredibly powerful and intelligent sword must be left in the heart to prevent the curse from returning. If the players keep it, the heart will re-poison the water all over again. So this is quite an adventure. If you want to use level 20 characters and take on a challenge that's a very big one, this is the module for you. As always, you can find this module and much more at Drive-Thru RPG and, of course, the DM's Guild. Good luck and good gaming.